65% of millionaires have 3, 45% have 4, 29% have 5 or more, but less than 20% of Americans have more than 1. What am I? With record inflation, rising interest rates, and wage stagnation following the pandemic, it's no surprise that more than half of Americans have less savings now than they did just a year ago. The real question is, how does somebody who's working a full-time job and living paycheck to paycheck escape this corporate rut and get ahead? The answer to this question is the same as the answer to the riddle at the beginning of this video. Income streams. For most people, their one income stream is their job. By creating a side hustle and bringing in extra money on the side, hopefully you can start to get ahead. In this video, we'll talk about 5 side hustles that you can do to start earning that extra income, supplementing your main salary, and escape the corporate rut. Now, we will go into some of these in future videos, so if money interests you, which it probably should, then be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss anything, and stick around for future videos. The important thing to know is there's 2 types of income, active and passive. An active income stream is a method of bringing in money by actively doing something, time for money. The amount of effort you put in directly impacts the amount of money that you get out of it. And a passive income stream is, as you can guess, pretty much just the opposite. It makes money passively without you actually having to do anything. Now, it can take some time to set up, definitely takes effort in the front end, but once it's set up and making money, you don't have to do anything. It's kind of like a faucet. It takes a little bit of effort to turn it on, but once it's on and the water is flowing, or in our case, the money is flowing, just sit back, relax, and watch it flow. So now that we know about active versus passive income streams, let's get into it and discuss some of these side hustles that you can do to hopefully get ahead. The first one is what we call freelancing. Now, this is a pretty broad term, and we'll go through some ideas for you, but the idea is pretty simple. Perform a task for somebody and get paid for your services. Now, like I said, the options to this are virtually endless, but here's some ideas for you. The first one, which I think a lot of people can learn, is graphic design. Creating logos or websites for people, or learning to do video editing and doing video editing for other folks. A lot of the big YouTubers on the internet, they don't edit their own videos. They outsource to other people or freelancers to do their editing for them. Another option is photography, doing photo shoots for people, engagement photos, Christmas card photos, or taking pictures and selling your prints of your photos. You can either sell them directly or you can post them on stock image websites, and you get paid a little chunk of change every time somebody uses one of your images. Another idea is maybe tech startup or repair. A lot of the older community, they need help setting up all this new technology that's coming out. Maybe you can do something like that. And another good one could be consulting. Now, this is another broad term, but a great one if you have a unique set of skills that you think others could benefit from. All you have to do is share your knowledge and experience and help others in your footsteps. Maybe you can leverage something that you learned from your 9-to-5 job. Be creative. You'd be surprised at what some people will pay for. A couple cons of going this route is that, 1, you need a set of skills that somebody else will actually pay for, something valuable. And 2, it's a very active income stream, meaning if you're not putting in the time to do these tasks for other people, then you're not making money. And maybe you don't have the time to do that. So now we'll talk about some more passive income streams that you can try. One of these is to write and sell ebooks. Now, one of the main pros with this one is Amazon makes it extremely easy, and there's basically no barriers to entry. All you need is some sort of word processing software, which pretty much everybody has on their computer. And then in just a few simple steps, your ebook will be published and ready for others to purchase. Set up an account with Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. You actually have to write it, so it is going to take some time up front, but once it's written and published, you don't have to do anything after that point. It's just bringing in money for you. You have to create your design or your cover. Canva is a good free option to help you with this, or I'm sure there's some freelancers out there that would be willing to help you. Then you upload to Kindle Direct Publishing, hit publish, and boom, watch the money come in. The big upside to this is if you can actually slowly cultivate an audience for your content, then it truly is a passive income stream once it's published, because every time somebody purchases it, you're not doing any extra work, but that money's still coming in. The con here is probably pretty obvious. You actually need something to write about that would be interesting to people, but the options are virtually endless, and the only thing getting in your way is really your own creativity. A couple options are, cookbooks or how-tos with some sort of expertise that you have. Or if you really want to get creative, take a stab at, a novel or a short story of some sort. The world is your oyster. I don't know if I've said that before. Another thing that people have done very successfully is create an Etsy store. Now, this one isn't for everybody, and you actually need to be able to make something that somebody would want to buy, but it basically has no barrier to entry other than just your talent. You just sign up with Etsy and start selling. Now, an option that you can do is, just build up a stock of merchandise, and every time somebody purchases it, you already have the product made. So at that point, it's a bit of a passive income stream. You just have to package it and ship it. An idea similar to this is something that's become very popular lately, which is called dropshipping. Now, this is something completely new to me. Never tried it, but it's something that there are a ton of people on the internet doing, and you can watch a ton of videos on YouTube of people making millions of dollars doing this, but I wouldn't expect that. But the idea here is pretty simple. You come up with an idea of a product, and you don't actually have to make it until somebody orders it, and there's a lot of outside services that will do this for you. Once somebody buys one of your items, that service will make it, produce it, ship it directly to the buyer, and you don't have to do anything, aka passive income. Now, I do have a bonus idea for you at the end, so be sure to stick around for that. But for right now, the fifth idea that we're going to talk about, and it's easily my favorite of the bunch, is to start your own YouTube channel. Now, there's a few different ways that you can make money on YouTube, but the idea here, again, is pretty simple. You do some work up front, create your videos, get everything set up, post them, publish them, get monetized over a little bit of time, and then you passively get income based on what you've already published and already produced in the past. There's a few different ways that you can make money via YouTube. The first is that once your channel gets monetized, you can make ad revenue from all the ads that play on your videos. Now, it can take a while to get monetized, and it'll be a lot of work for you, but it is a proven strategy, and there's tons of examples of people turning this hobby into a profit machine. Some can even turn this side hustle into a full-time job after just a couple of years. Now, this isn't the norm, but it does happen. The requirements to get monetized right now are that you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 watch hours within the last 365 days. As I mentioned, this can take a little bit of time, but there are some YouTubers out there posting information on how much they made soon after they got monetized, and that process can take, 1 to 2 years depending on how frequently you publish and what you're posting on. The next way that you can make money on YouTube is through what we call affiliate marketing. Now, what you'll notice on a lot of people's videos, mine included, if you're interested in anything that I'm using to film these YouTube videos, I have links in the description where if you click on them and buy through that link, then I get a small chunk of change in return. That's affiliate marketing. Most of these YouTubers that you see, if you read through their description, they're going to have links. They're going to point you to those links in their videos, and that's because they make money whenever you purchase something through those links. And you can do this too. Especially on Amazon, it doesn't cost anything to set up. All you have to do is apply for the program, and you'll be able to link to any product on Amazon. And if somebody buys through that link, then you get a little extra revenue. Another very common way that people make money on YouTube, and this one takes even more time than actually even just getting monetized, because the idea here is sponsorships. Now, I'm sure you've seen those videos where people say, and thanks to the sponsor of this video, Squarespace, which they're not sponsoring this video, by the way, but I'm sure you've seen that. And they talk for like 30 or 60 seconds about whatever company is sponsoring the video. And that company is paying those creators for that time in their videos. It's not a YouTube ad, but it's a sponsorship ad, meaning that that company is paying them directly for their time. Now, when you first start out, you won't have anybody willing to pay you for anything because nobody's watching your videos. But after some time and after you get monetized and you build up that subscriber count, pretty soon after that, you'll start to be able to get some sponsorship deals. Probably won't be a lot of money at first, but over time, it can really add up and be a passive income stream once that video is posted. Now, the con for this idea, again, is pretty obvious. It takes a lot of time to set up, a lot of time to create and edit videos. But after you hit all those monetization requirements, all the content that you've ever posted will slowly be bringing in income for you. You don't have to do anything at that point. It's just already posted, already published, slowly bringing in that money. And the more videos that you post, the more of this passive income that you get, and you can really help build up that passive income stream on the side and make that extra money. One of the cool things about YouTube and creating videos is that it's actually very easy to get started. Pretty much everybody's walking around with a 4K video camera in their pocket at all times nowadays. So you already have a more than capable camera of getting you started. And once you gain viewership and start bringing in some cash, you can upgrade the gear and slowly just increase your production value, which will increase your view count even more. But the one thing that I would recommend getting at the beginning is an external microphone. Audio in the YouTube world is extremely important because if people can't understand you or it sounds super echoey, they're just not going to listen and they're going to click off of that video. So I would recommend getting an external microphone. There's a ton of options out there, a lot of good ones for less than $100 even. The one that I have sitting on top of this camera right now is the Rode Video Go 2. I think it's like $80 right now or something like that, but it gives pretty good audio quality. It's not the best, but it's good enough. Hopefully you think it's good enough. But audio is something that actually keeps people sticking around for those videos. And that's one of the keys to YouTube, is you need people to stick around as long as possible. The other thing you'll need to think about is how to edit your videos. There's a lot of softwares out there. Most of them cost a whole bunch of money. But one that I recommend and that I use is DaVinci Resolve. They have a fantastic free version. They do have a paid version called DaVinci Resolve Studio, but the free version has like 95% of the capabilities of the studio version. The studio version just has a couple things that make your life a little bit easier, but you can do everything that the studio version can do with the free one. If you do some research on YouTube, you'll see a ton of people are switching over to DaVinci Resolve from Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro because it's a very powerful and valuable video editing software. Now, it can take some time to learn, this new software, but overall, it's pretty simple. There's some, professional style things that you can do. You can download presets and plugins and LUTs and all this stuff, but you really don't need that when you're starting out. Just the basics is fine. Cutting different clips together, throwing some music over the top, maybe some transitions, titles, all this cool stuff. The free version of DaVinci Resolve will be more than enough for 90% of people out there. Now, I'm working on a series of videos of the basics of how to start a YouTube channel, so you don't have to watch thousands of hours like I did researching and planning. I'm going to break it all down for you so you have a great idea of how to get started, what you can do. So be sure to subscribe, click that bell icon so you don't miss any of those videos, and thanks for your support. Now, as promised, I do have a bonus tip for you as another idea of how to make passive income, and that is to sell your old clothing on a service like Poshmark. Now, my wife has been doing this for years. She's made hundreds, probably over $1,000 at this point, and she knows others that have made $10,000 to $20,000 just from selling their old clothing that they no longer wear on Poshmark. This can be jewelry, clothing, shoes, all those sorts of things. Now, I've never done it. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't know she was doing it. But she let me know that this is one way that she has been bringing in extra income into our household. And I think it's a great idea if you have a lot of old clothing hanging around like most of us do. So that was 6 ideas that I wanted to talk about how you can hopefully bring in some side income and hopefully start to get ahead. Now, these obviously aren't all of the options out there. There's tons of stuff you can do. Maybe you have another idea, but the idea here is pretty simple. Increase the amount of income streams you have, which will increase your income and hopefully help you escape the corporate rut. And the mindset here is to be a creator, not a consumer. And I have a whole video on that, so be sure to check that one out. When you are creating something, you're adding value to the world. And there's ways you can monetize that value. By simply consuming all the media and content around you, somebody else is getting rich off you, and it's time to flip the script, make some extra money, and start to get ahead. I hope you like this video. I wish you luck on your side hustles and your future. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, hit that bell so you don't miss any future content. Again, much appreciated for those of you who stuck around to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.